Lakers Nation, what is going on? Because this trade idea might actually be one of the smartest moves the Lakers could make all off-season. Everybody keeps talking about Jonathan Kuminga, but what if the real answer has been Dillon Brooks the entire time? This trade would completely change the identity of the Lakers, and after hearing every detail, let me know if you would make this deal, because this one is definitely going to split the fanbase. So for more than a month the Lakers have been trying to work something out with Jonathan Kuminga, but nothing has happened yet, and it feels like both sides still have not reached an agreement on a contract that makes sense for everyone. Kaminga is still looking for a deal that matches what he believes he is worth while also giving him flexibility for the future, and because of that the Lakers might have to seriously start looking at other options. After LeBron James left the Lakers and signed with the Philadelphia 76ers, the front office knew they had to move fast because replacing the all-time leading scorer in NBA history was never going to be easy. They have already added multiple players this off-season, but there is still a big hole on this roster, especially when it comes to adding another proven scorer and defender next to Luka, Doncic and Austin Reaves. That is where this trade idea comes in, because instead of waiting around for Kaminga, this proposal has the Lakers calling both the Phoenix Suns and the Detroit Pistons to put together a three-team trade centered around Dillon Brooks, and honestly, this is the type of move that could help the Lakers right away instead of waiting on potential. In this proposed trade the Lakers would receive Dillon Brooks, the Phoenix Suns would receive a Thiero, Dalton Connect, Jake LaRavia, a 2027 second-round pick from Detroit, along with the Lakers' 2031 and 2032 second-round picks, and the Detroit Pistons would receive Jared Vanderbilt. Now remember, this is only a hypothetical trade idea and nothing has been reported as being close to happening, but it definitely gives Lakers fans something interesting to think about, because every team actually gets something back that could make sense. From my point of view, if the Lakers want to compete right now, Dillon Brooks is a player that deserves serious consideration. He is 30 years old and everywhere he has played he has made his team tougher, more physical and more competitive. Whether it was with the Memphis Grizzlies or the Phoenix Suns, he has always brought intensity on both ends of the floor, and that is exactly what this current Lakers team needs. Last season Brooks had the best scoring year of his career, averaging just over 20 points per game while shooting around 43% from the field, and that is a huge jump for someone who is already known for his defense. If he can give you 20 points while guarding the opposing team's best player every night, that is extremely valuable. I know some fans would still rather have Kaminga because of his age and his upside, and I completely understand that argument, but if the goal is winning as soon as possible, I think Dillon Brooks gives the Lakers a much higher floor and probably a higher ceiling too, because you already know exactly what you're getting every single night. There are no questions about his effort or his toughness. Looking at the Suns' side of this deal, it also makes some sense. Earlier this offseason Phoenix added Miles Bridges, and now they have two players who naturally play similar roles. Having both Bridges and Brooks on the same roster could create an awkward fit, so moving Brooks could actually help balance the roster. On top of that, Phoenix would save nearly $15 million in payroll. They would add multiple rotation players, receive several second-round picks, and bring in a Thiero who is only 22 years old and has plenty of long-term potential. That gives the Suns more flexibility while also getting younger. Then you have the Detroit Pistons, who would land Jared Vanderbilt. If there is one thing Vanderbilt does at a high level, it is defend, and Detroit already has a strong defensive identity, so adding another elite defender without increasing payroll could be an easy decision for them, especially since his contract could fit into their traded player exception. Now imagine this Lakers lineup with Luka Doncic running the offense, Austin Reaves as another scorer, Dillon Brooks bringing elite defense and toughness on the wing, and Walker Kessler protecting the paint. That is a lineup with size, defense, shooting, physicality and experience, and it honestly feels like a team that could make life difficult for anyone in the Western Conference. Personally, I think this trade would make the Lakers much harder to play against every single night. Brooks is the type of player that opposing fans hate but teammates love, because he plays with non-stop energy and never backs down from anybody. Every championship contender needs someone willing to do the dirty work, and Brooks has built his entire career around doing exactly that. At the same time, giving up young players like Dalton Connect and a Thiero along with multiple second-round picks is not an easy decision, because you are sacrificing some future depth. But if the front office truly believes this team can compete for a championship with Luka leading the way, then making a win-now move like this becomes much easier to justify. For me, this is one of the more interesting trade ideas that has come out this off-season because it is realistic enough to debate while also giving every team a reason to consider it. Whether it actually happens is a different story, but if the Lakers miss out on Jonathan Kuminga, I would not be surprised if they started exploring experienced players like Dillon Brooks instead. Now I want to hear what all of you think. If this trade was on the table today, would you trade for Dillon Brooks, or would you rather keep waiting for Jonathan Kuminga? Let me know down below, and if more Lakers news breaks, you already know I will have you covered.